So hi, I'm gonna share with you some information regarding the Limonese Creole and how it started and well some relevant traits. So let's begin with. So first of all, it is important to mention where is it spoken and where did it come from, right? So it is spoken in the Atlantic zone of Costa Rica, in the Limon province, and it came from a mixture between Jamaican Creole and American English. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of the history of how this mixture started. So during the colonial times, Costa Rica became independent from Spain, right? So at that time, we needed to expand our market since we were no longer forced to trade with Spain. So when we became able to expand our market, we realized that our means of transportation to do so were not the best. So Costa Rican people said, well, we are very good coffee producers. We need to um, trade our best product. However, we don't have the means to do it. So the coffee traders at that time decided that money-wise, it was better to invest and create the railroad to the Atlantic than using the one that we had from Punta Arenas. So in that moment, they decided to invest in the railroad. It was at that moment when African American descendants, especially from Jamaica, even though we also had some people from other places like Barbados, Haiti, and New Orleans, started to migrate to Costa Rica to build a railroad. But well, don't forget that even though people from those countries came, the biggest amount of people came from Jamaica and brought Jamaican Creole. So in 1899, after the railroad was already finished, Minor Keith formed the United Fruit Company, and well, many of the workers that originally came to work on the railroad started working for this company since they had already settled here. So here is where the relation between the Jamaican Creole and the American English started. These two groups of people needed to communicate. On a professional field, however, they needed to communicate. Even though it was everything work related, they needed to communicate. So this is how Limonese Creole started. So it became a pidgin at that moment, but after that, when it became the native language of people in Limon, and when it gained grammar and vocabulary and all that, it became a Creole. It followed the creolization process. So that's some information regarding history. Now let's move to the other part, which is the grammatical and semantic information. So let's move to the next slide. So trait number 1, reduplication. When they need to emphasize something to convey limitedness on a certain conversation, they duplicate words. So for example, we have here grandmother married to a black man. So she didn't marry any man. She married a black man. They are emphasizing. The second trait is the double negation. That child ain't not know nothing. Actually, we have 3 here. And finally, deletion of auxiliaries. Instead of saying, I don't like your shirt, it would say me no like your shirt. Now let's move to the following slide. So how is um Limonese Creole different from standard English? Well, we have here some differences which I'm gonna mention. Word endings are not conjugated. Vocabulary words are borrowed from Spanish. We will see some examples of that in a minute. Repetition of terms or words is frequent, as I mentioned, reduplication to emphasize. There is no subject-verb agreement. There are no be forms of the verb. There is only one marker of time, which is D. No forms of do are used in sentences. Not is only used to write negative sentences. And well, finally, at the phonological level, there are 19 consonants, 8 vowels, and 4 diphthongs. Now, how is Limonese Creole similar to English? Well, actually, there are more, even though I just wrote 3, which are the main ones, right? Because I wrote very general information because if I would have written all the similarities or similar words or similar tenses, it would have taken forever. So let's just say, as a general matter, that lexicon is 90% the same, although Limonese Creole has the influence of Spanish words, right? Then, well, grammar is overall very similar, very, very similar, yet there are some changes as the be verb, the auxiliary, absence, and all that. And finally, well, pronunciation is very close. However, the phonological level, there are some changes. I will mention some right now, so let's listen. Some words like lake in English, standard English would say lake, but they would say liek, liek. Instead of lake, they would say liek. A word like smoke, instead of smoke, they would say smoke. And a word like bird, instead of bird, they would say like bird, with an open O instead of a schwa plus R. Now, these are some interesting words that I gathered. We have here cat, they call it a puss. Chicken, a fowl. Ear, instead of saying ear, they say eye, eyes. Then here on the following 4 or 5 words, we can see the influence of Spanish. For example, in the word road, carretera, in the word homework, tarea, that's basically Spanish. The one that says vaccinate, vacunar, that's basically Spanish. It's just spelled differently, right? And well, finally, we're going to watch a very short video. It's about 3 minutes and a half of this person, Banton, who is a famous singer in Costa Rica. And the song it's about Patois lesson. So let's listen to the song. So thank you very much for watching the video, and well, that's all the information I have for today.